Hello, welcome back to Rory's Workshop. You will notice I'm back in Blighty. Thank goodness for that. It's been a long 8 months or so, I think I've been out of the country. But I'm back and I'm in 10 days isolation, although I'm cutting it down to 5 because I'm doing the test release and all that sort of farce. So in my days of isolation, I've pulled the 90 out, as you probably saw in the previous episode, and I'm going to swap in the engine that I rebuilt over the last 2 years. A little bit more about that one. It's got ACR camshaft, stage 2.2 head from ACR, and their pistons, with their modern type pistons with better sealing capabilities. Everything's been lightened and balanced. The flywheel has been lightened and balanced. It's everything. All the rotating assembly has been balanced. The crankshaft has been polished. And I've tried to push the extremes with this engine as much as it'll go. And it's fairly standardish guys, without going for turbochargers or superchargers. That's for a different episode. So, as you can see, the workshop has been well used whilst I've been away. I'm now going to go and tidy it up a little bit because I need to bring the engine a little bit further forward so I can use the beam to pluck the engine out. I say pluck. The engine is largely ready to go. It just needs checking over to make sure I'm happy with what I've done so far. I need to put on the adapter plate, the clutch, the flywheel, the clutch, and I'm missing a core plug from the back of the camshaft, which it's funny, isn't it? You leave stuff for a while, you go back to it, and then you realise, yes, I've forgotten about that. So hopefully I can find that. If not, I'll get onto Turner's Engineering, because they guarantee they have it, whereas I've had 3 or 4 different core plugs from Baymac, and unfortunately they're the right core plugs for different parts of the engine, but not for the back of the camshaft, which is weird. But anyway, I'll have a look through the spares package, see what I've got, because I can't bloody remember myself. I'll pull the engine out so you guys can see it, tidy up a bit, and we'll go from there. So join us, won't you, as I mess around in the workshop. So now with the workshop vaguely tidier and a real nice smell of 2-stroke and a rich running 2 1/4 petrol Land Rover, it's time to make a start. What I'm going to do first is check over the engine, and then I can order any parts that I need. I can order, and it should be here maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. So that gives me a chance to get that engine fully built. There's things on this engine that I need to transpose across onto this engine. This one's got a fairly new water pump, and the water pump that I fitted isn't the right one. Excuse me. The Dizzy I'm going to transfer across from this engine because this is an electronic Dizzy. Oh no, this is a standard Baymac one. I have a 123 ignition Dizzy for it, which I will throw on after we've done the 600 break-in miles. I have the break-in oil with me. From courtesy of ACR. I'll show you that when we get to that point. And yeah, hopefully it should be an evolution. I'm not going to say whether it'll be quick or not. But yeah, we'll whip the bonnet off because it's easy. Just got to disconnect all the wires on the relays, get this off, and then start working on it really. So let's get to work. So it's been a few days, but only seconds for you. But what has changed? Let me show you. So what have I done? I fitted a dipstick and dipstick tube to the block now. So that's all sorted. I've fitted the mount for the HS6 HSU for when we put the inlet manifold on. I fitted the distributor and the skew gear, made sure that the skew gear was on correctly, as I had it slightly incorrectly put it off. I think it was a tooth out of 2. So what I'm doing now is panning round, slowly draining out the coolant out of here, and I'm going to remove all the pipes I'm debating about removing the radiator, but I'm not too sure yet. And then we'll get on to moving the inlet manifold and the exhaust manifold. I need to do some repairs to the exhaust manifold because the exhaust manifold isn't the greatest on this. What it is, because of the way this is, the inlet manifold is a ACI unit. It is built to have to remove the hot spot that is in the standard 2.25 petrols and 2.5 petrols. I've had to weld on a plate because I've used the blanking plate that's supplied with the kit, but it's never been any good. So I've welded on steel onto cast iron, which I know you can't do and shouldn't do, but it's worked fine for years until last year when I drove through a huge puddle, and one of the welders let go, so I need to repair that as well. What else have I got? I've also got a lambda sensor to go into the exhaust as well, but I'll fit that once the new engine is fully in for tuning purposes. I have a rebuild kit for the SU. I think that's about it. It just needs disconnecting, yanking out. I now have all the bolts. I've just been out to collect the bolts for the bell housing adapter. Luckily I have a couple engines. I can't seem to find, it's the only bolts I can't find, but I've got them now. And then hopefully we'll be somewhere near for throwing this all together. I hope anyway. We shall soon see. So I'll set a time lapse. My GoPro's on charge. My GoPro seemed to be playing up at the moment, which is a bit annoying. But luckily the DJI Pocket 2 is good. So yeah, time for a time lapse and get some bloody work done. Whew, that was a mad couple hours. I don't even know how long I've been in here now. What I've done is this. We now have oil filter housing now fitted properly, fully cleaned out with a fresh filter ready to rock and roll. I think most of the work has been on this engine. Obviously, inlet and exhaust manifolds are away. Oil filter housing is away. Engine mounts are loose, both sides. I need to take off this water pump because this water pump, the ones that I've bought 2 or 3 now. You would think I've got the right one, but the ones that I have this casting, but they don't have the adapter threaded in. It's all sealed off. In fact, I'll show you. There. So see how this one's doesn't have the thread insert in. I could get it machined up, but to be honest, it's not worth the hassle. Exhaust came off really easily, which I was quite surprised at. And now I'm going to leave it for tonight, pack everything away, clean up, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll pluck this one out, swap over the water pump. I think that's the only water pump in start mode. I think is the only thing that needs to swap over. And then, excuse me, then build this one. Oop, keep going. There we go, and then build this one. Chuck it in. Don't worry, it has been covered whilst I haven't been here. I've only uncovered it just so it looks a bit better for you guys. And then we'll chuck on the bell housing adapter. I found the correct size core plug, which was handy. And yeah, I think that's probably about it for now. So I'll end this one here. Get packed up. It's raining again. Perks of being back in Blighty when it rains quite a lot of the time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. If you've got any comments or questions about the car or any of the cars, any of the projects here in the UK, let me know down below and I'll try and answer them as best I can. I'd like to get this done fairly quickly so we can get it out and get some road miles on it, and then check the filter and make sure it's all running right. I don't know what the camera's doing, sorry. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Take care. Bye now. Join us, won't you, as I mess around in the workshop. Something like that. Oh, why did it disconnect?